Hello students, how are you? So let's start with 5th standard environmental studies. So students, we will revise chapter number 5, seeds and seeds. So topics in first section we will see introduction of the lesson, definition of seed, different parts of a seed, germination of a seed and condition required for germination of seed. After that we will see different agents are responsible for dispersal of seed. So we will see that different agents also. So let's start one by one. So first of all we will see children what is seed. A seed is a small round or oval, wrinkled or winged or hairy object produced by a plant found inside the fruit. When it is planted, a new plant can grow. The seeds are a tiny part of a plant which gives rise to a new plant. Hence the seed is the most important part. And different types of seeds you can find in different shapes, size and colors. So we will see the structure of a seed in short. A seed has three parts and the parts we will see now of a seed. That a seed coat protects the internal parts of a seed. This is a seed coat of the structure. Endosperm, it is located below the seed coat. Inside the seed coat it is endosperm is present. It provides nutrients to the seed in the form of starch, carbohydrates and proteins to support the embryo during germination. And embryo is the young multicellular organism before it emerges from the seed. Cotyledon. The cotyledon provides nourishment to different parts of the embryo. It emerges as a tiny or fleshy leaf from the soil with the seedlings during growth. It stores food in the form of starch and protein. So these are the parts of a seed. After that we will see what is germination of a seed. Here you can see in the diagram, plumule is there and radicle is there. So first we will see what is germination. Germination is the process by which a seed begins to sprout and grow into a new seedling under right growing conditions, and we will see that favorable conditions also, air, warmth, water and all after this topic. So here after germination of seed you can see here green part is there and whitish part is there. So green part is going upward and the whitish part is going downward. The greenish part which is going upward is called plumule and it is develops into shoot system, and the whitish part which is called radicle, it develops into a root system. Now we will see condition required for germination of a seed. So water, it is necessary for the seed to swell and burst open and then to transport food to the growing embryo. Oxygen is also required. It helps to provide the energy needed for growth and development. Temperature needs varies with the particular type of plant. Means depending upon the plant or a seed, the temperature is according to the temperature that seed can germinate. And light. Some seeds germinate better in full light while others require darkness to germinate. When a seed is exposed to the proper conditions, water and oxygen are taken in through the seed coat. So these are some necessary or conditions required for a germination of a seed. Now students, we will see what we have seen. So we have seen about a seed, we have seen what is meant by seed, we have seen the parts of a seed coat, embryo, cotyledons. Then we have seen germination of a seed, and after that we have seen condition required for germination of a seed. Now next topic we are going to see. Now we will see dispersal of seeds by wind, water, animals, explosion, and we will see the importance of seed dispersal. Now what is dispersal of seed? So the process by which seeds are scattered away from their parent plant, it is called seed dispersal. Now we will see agents of seed dispersal. By wind, by water, by animals and by explosion, seed can disperse. Means they can transfer from one place to another. Now we will see seed dispersal by wind. The wind is the natural and the fundamental means of seed dispersal in the plant kingdom. The process of seed dispersal is mainly seen in those plants which bear light seeds. The seeds of the orchid plant, dandelion, these are the examples of seeds that seeds are dispersing with the help of wind, because that seeds are light in weight. You can see the different examples of seeds which are dispersing through wind. Now, seed dispersal by water. In this method of seed dispersal, seed float away from their parent plant. These are mainly seen in those plants which lives in water or nearby the water bodies like beaches, lakes, ponds, etc. Coconut plant, palm, mangroves, water lily, water mint are few examples of plant whose seeds are dispersed by water. You can see it in the picture also, diagram also. Coconut seed is dispersing through water. Here lotus plant is there. Now, seed dispersal by animals. Animals and humans eat a variety of fruits. Example, cherry, papaya, mango, etc. The seeds of such fruits are thrown away. Such seeds germinate in different places. After getting proper condition, seeds can germinate. Birds often swallow some seeds. These seeds come out as undigested food in their droppings. This also aids in seed dispersal. Here you can see through birds dropping seeds are there, and after getting favorable conditions, seed can germinate. Xanthium seeds have spines or stiff hair which can stick on the animals or humans clothes or animals fur. You can see on the dog's fur, the seeds are sticking. Now, seed dispersal by explosion. Some fruits burst open when they ripen. After ripening, that outer coat gets dry, and after explosion, the seeds can come out. The seed in a pod burst open or explode when dry. The force of explosion helps to scatter the seeds. Here you can see the examples. Balsam, the explosion of seeds is taking place. Here you can see seed dispersal by explosion in green peas. Here you can see the outer covering is dry, and after that through explosion the seeds are coming out of a pod. Then soybean seeds are dispersed when their pod burst. This pod is getting burst and seeds are coming out. So through explosion also or bursting also, seeds can scatter or they can move from one place to another, means scattering away. Here you can see, children, some examples of seeds. They are dispersing through wind, by wind, milkweed, then dandelion, by animals, begotrix, then sandbur, then by water, lotus seeds are there, and by bursting, violet, or you can say jewelweed, witch hazel. These seeds are dispersing through bursting. So these are some examples. Okay, now if all the seeds are falling down at one place, then it may create many problem. That plant cannot, whole seeds cannot grow properly. So if all the seeds of a plant fall at the same place, then there will be competition. There will be competition for space, water, sunlight, minerals. Many things, space also, water also, sunlight, minerals, these are important things for plant to grow. And if that plant is not getting proper place to grow, then that plant may die. So seed dispersal of seed is very important part. Due to seed dispersal, people are now unaware of where the seeds originally came from. So some plants and continents are there. Chilies came from continent South America, potato and tomato came from South America, cabbage and peas from Europe, coffee beans and okra means what? Ladyfinger, that came from Africa, and plants that are native to India are mango, orange, banana and brinjal. So students, just now we have seen about dispersal of seed by wind, by water, by animals or by explosion, and we have seen the importance of seed dispersal. After dispersal of seed, we will see next topics. These are monocot and dicot seeds. An example we will see about monocot and dicot seeds. After that we will see about insectivorous plants, and after that we will see George Mestral, who invented Velcro. So let's see. So monocot seed. A monocot has only one seed leaf. Monocot is short for monocotyledon. A cotyledon is a seed leaf and mono means one. One seed leaf means one and dicotyledon means two seed leaves. So a dicot has two cotyledons. Dicot is short for dicotyledon and di means two and mono means one. The seed leaves are usually rounded and fat because they are the two halves of the seed. So monocot seeds examples are corn, wheat, maize, rice, ginger, barley, coconut, orchids. So these are some examples of monocot seeds. So monocot seed means what? Monocot has only one seed leaf and dicot means two cotyledons. A dicot has two cotyledon. Dicot is short for dicotyledon and di means two. The seed leaves are usually round and fat because they are the two halves of the seed. And the examples, cotyledons have a swollen appearance due to their food reserve, which is used to nourish the developing seedlings. The embryo axis has two ends, namely the plumule and the radicle. So, and dicot seeds examples, you can take peas, beans, lentils, daisy, peanuts, tomatoes, mint, oak, lettuce, rose, etc. These are the examples of dicot seed. Dicot means two cotyledons. Students, as we have seen the difference of dicot and monocot seeds, so through diagram also you can come to know the difference. Here you can see two cotyledons means dicot seed is there, and here you can see maize seed. So this is a maize seed. So this is monocot seed. Only single seed leaf is there. Seed coat, all parts you can see, as well as here two cotyledons, and here a single seed leaf is there. And this is bean seed and this is corn seed. After studying for monocot and dicot seeds, we will see about insectivorous plant. So these are some plants which trap and eat frogs, insects and even mice also. The picture plant is one of such plant. It is found in Australia, Indonesia and Meghalaya in India. It has a picture-like shape and the mouth is covered by a leaf. The plant has special smell that attract the insects to it. When the insect lands on the mouth of the plant, it gets trapped and cannot get out. The leaf is getting close and that insect cannot get out of it. So this is about insectivorous plant. Now let's go towards some inventive part. It is important for you also. Nowadays the condition is like that we should do some study. We should also invent some things which is useful for coming generation. So this happened in 1948. One day George Mestrel came back from a walk with his dog. He was amazed to find seeds sticking all over his clothes and on his dog's fur. He wondered what made them stick. So he observed the seeds under a microscope. He saw that seeds have many tiny hooks which got stuck to clothes or fur. This gave Mestrel the idea of making Velcro. He made a material with similar tiny hooks that would stick. Velcro is used to stick together many things: clothes, shoes, bags, belts, and many more. What a way to take inspiration from nature. So students, in first part we have seen about seed, different parts of a seed. We have seen germination of a seed. After that we have seen dispersal of seed by wind, water, animals and explosion. We have seen the importance of seed dispersal. After that we have seen about monocot and dicot seeds. We have seen the examples of monocot and dicot seed. After that we have seen insectivorous plants, and after that we have seen the invention of George Mestrel for Velcro. So this was about chapter number 5, seeds and seeds revision.